Hello everyone, this is Jed, and for this particular video I'll be talking about an aspect of hypnotism that many people haven't really thought about a lot. As a hypnotherapist, usually I'm using hypnotism to support and empower people, so I'm using it in a therapeutic or a healing context. However, the same principles that underlie therapeutic hypnosis will underlie any other form of hypnosis that might be applied on an individual or collective basis. So hypnotism is a way to influence the subconscious mind, in particular subconscious beliefs. So if we have a particular set of beliefs functioning in our subconscious mind, those beliefs are going to shape our reality, and in the field or area of health, our subconscious beliefs are going to influence how our body is functioning. They'll affect any physiological patterns, any emotional or behavioral patterns that might be relevant. And what I've observed over the years is really how frequently people are being influenced by or subjected to what I refer to as negative programming. So beliefs that are in some way input into their consciousness that are in some manner limiting them, constricting them, or leading them to manifest something that's not healthy or positive for them, a sort of self-fulfilling prophecy based on a negative belief or assumption. Many of you are familiar with the idea of a placebo, and a placebo is something that tests our beliefs' power over our health. So if you're told that you're receiving some form of treatment that's going to benefit you, and you're given something that's not really the treatment, it's kind of a fake version of the treatment. So it could be a pill that's inert that doesn't actually have anything in it. It could be someone pretending to offer some form of treatment or therapy that isn't actually being provided. And then afterwards, they're seeing the outcome and whether people who received that kind of fake or dummy treatment, the placebo, showed just as much improvement as people that received the actual treatment. So they're seeing the role of belief in creating the outcome. So you can actually create some healing effect for yourself just by your believing in something, which means our consciousness is, in a sense, what's creating the condition that we're in, whether it's a negative condition or a positive condition. So your consciousness is playing a vital role there. And in testing medicines, it's often difficult for the manufacturers of those medicines to get to a point where a study is showing that their medicine is actually performing better than a placebo for the desired outcome or reduction of symptoms. Now there's the opposite of a placebo, which would be the nocebo, and in that case people are being given a negative belief or expectation about outcomes. So for example, if a doctor tells you you're diagnosed with a particular disease and gives you a negative prognosis, they say that that disease is something that's incurable, that they expect to progressively get worse, that would be a negative belief or negative prophecy in a sense. And if you respect and value the opinion or perspective of the physician who's telling you that, you are likely to adopt that belief and expectation within yourself. And because of the power of our consciousness and our beliefs, that very often will be a self-fulfilling prophecy. So all the people who are given that negative prognosis are much more likely to have that negative outcome just because they believed in what they were told. Whereas people who might have received the same diagnosis yet not be given that prognosis, people who were told they have the same disease but are actually told something positive about what to expect, those individuals might be more likely to have a more positive outcome simply because they were instilled with a more positive belief. So it's very important to consider that you have that power with your consciousness, and even if a doctor, physician, or other people have seen in their experience negative outcomes for a particular diagnosis or condition you're told you have, that doesn't mean you can't manifest a different reality. Perhaps the reason there were so many negative outcomes is because the medical profession lacks knowledge and understanding about that condition. They don't know how to cure it, and as a consequence, they only see that condition progress in a negative direction, and then they repeat that observation to subsequent patients. So everyone gets caught up in that negative belief system and that lack of understanding or knowledge of what could be done to help foster a different outcome. So it's not that that isn't something that can be healed or cured. There's a lack of awareness and understanding, and a nocebo, or a negative self-fulfilling prophecy, is being promulgated, is being projected into the population. So this happens with individuals and with society as a whole or collective. So if you get many people all believing the same thing, then they're all collectively helping co-create a particular outcome that that belief system would expect or would manifest. You can look at many examples of this in the field of healthcare, where people have been told something negative and their reaction to that news or information in some manner accelerates the negative outcome or their deterioration with whatever condition they've been diagnosed with. Certainly there are multiple levels or layers of factors involved in how we'll either recover or not from any particular illness or condition, but it's helpful to realize that one of the more important factors or layers that are involved is our beliefs. And we have the power to shift or transform our beliefs, to frame things in a positive or empowering way, to see positive possibilities, to have faith and trust that we can foster or manifest a desirable outcome. If you're dealing with any health challenges or concerns, you'll want to find people who can support that positive belief. So whether it's your family or your friends, your doctors, or anyone else around you, it's ideal to have people who have a positive belief or expectation, who have faith in your ability to heal. When we have people that look at things in a more negative way and they express and project those beliefs, sometimes that starts to kind of sink in Sometimes we absorb those beliefs or perspectives of the other people around us simply because it's natural to resonate and harmonize with other people in your environment, to agree with them or seek their approval, to get along with them, and so on. So if you have people that resonate with and harmonize with positive expectations, that would be better to support your healing process. One manner in which this form of negative hypnotism is carried out in society is where people are taught about diseases and told that there is no cure, yet at the same time there's this message that you're going to have a particular condition for the remainder of your life, and there is some form of drug or treatment that the medical institutions and professionals are offering that treats the symptoms. So they're telling you that they can't cure or resolve things, and that you're going to depend on them on whatever treatment or intervention they're providing, and it's going to be probably for the rest of your life. So that's great for business, for the industry of treatment, because they have a customer who's going to be coming to get their product or service indefinitely, but it's not empowering that person to believe that they actually can recover or cure themselves and be free of that condition and be free of the need for any type of treatment to be continuing. So there's an incentive there in terms of the healthcare industry to attach to those beliefs and to tell the public that, but not only the public, to tell the professionals that, so that the professionals in the healthcare field, they themselves believe that. They don't think they're putting out a negative program into the public. They think they're being honest and offering a valuable service. But in the greater scheme of things, they may be just indoctrinated with ideas that aren't really true, that are quite limited, and that are disempowering the public and creating obstacles to people looking further to find other resources that might support their full healing or recovery. Once you get a particular belief system, you'll start to do and act and look for things that reinforce that belief system. So if you're told there's no cure, you have to keep seeing this doctor and getting this prescription for the rest of your life, then that's what you accept and that's what you follow through with, if that's your belief. And if there are other people out there saying, well, wait, there's these other alternatives, other things you can do, other people out there have had different outcomes using different approaches, you'll tend to filter that out. You'll ignore it. You'll tell yourself those people must be making that up. Whatever you'll do to reinforce your own belief system, rather than having your mind essentially open and flexible to consider other ideas or input, you'll filter that out and you'll create the reality that you believe in. So it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you want to have a self-fulfilling prophecy, you probably want it to be a positive one, right? So start out looking for positive beliefs that you can embrace, that you can bring into your consciousness, that will lead you toward those positive outcomes. I hope that this particular discussion has given you some insight, some ideas and inspiration. Know that you have more power than you've imagined. The creative essence, the consciousness that brings forth all things into existence, is expressed through you. so you can tap into that power and use your own consciousness to shift your reality to support your health and well-being. For those who are interested in holistic health and wellness, I invite you to view other videos I've created on these subjects. For now, I would like to wish everyone a wonderful day. Namaste.